Hey, this is Sandy.
And Randy.
And we're here on AT Corner.
Being an athletic trainer comes with ups and downs, and we're here to showcase it all.
Join us as we share our world in sports medicine.
Welcome back to another episode of AT Corner. For this story episode, we are talking about playoffs. That's right, playoffs. For all those 90s sports fans, I hope you know the reference.
Ooh, I don't know that reference.
That's right. Throwback to old Jim Mora, coach of the Indianapolis Colts. Playoffs? All right, what do we got going on?
We are talking all things playoffs, championships. We have some underdog wins. We have some unexpected playoffs. We have some playoffs gone wrong. And we have some advice, too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Do you have any playoff stories to start us off, Randy?
I do. The only one that really comes to mind that, thinking about it is it didn't even happen at the arena of competition. We were up at our nationals for track and field, and the coaches and I went to dinner. Maybe I said this one for one of our episodes, but...
Oh, Off the Clock.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and we were at this restaurant, just waiting to be seated. And this person comes stumbling out of the restaurant, crashes into the hostess stand. She was not in good shape. I was thinking maybe she was drunk. After kind of evaluating her and talking to her, I think there were some other influences besides alcohol.
What'd you do?
We had the restaurant call 911.
So you had to work when...
I had to work, yep.
Championship overtime.
Yep, that's right.
I haven't really gone to playoffs with many teams. I had a really bad luck playoff streak for a while.
It does seem that way.
Charm.
Yes, it does seem that way. What's the bad luck charm?
Well, let's see. I was working with the team for 3 years. And the year that I stopped working with them, they went to playoffs. And the year that I came back, they lost like every game. And then the next team, they were like, oh, you're definitely going to play past Thanksgiving. Nope.
It just wasn't their year.
Yeah, for some reason it was me. I was the fault that it wasn't their year. And then the next team, they were supposed to go, I guess they go to state or at least the Final Four every year. Nope, not this team. And then the first team I started working with was 3-0. And then as soon as I started working with them, they stopped winning games and they were 3-3. And then they ended up with more losses than wins at the end of their season.
I think those are coincidences. I don't think it's you.
I think it's me. You know, my football team this year, 0-10.
Well, you came in at the last 3 games, so...
Still 0-10. Actually, we got a story about that.
Okay.
From Becca J. She said, my high school football team was 2-8 in season. All right, so that doesn't go to playoffs, right?
No.
We ended up getting into playoffs on a coin flip.
How is that possible?
And then winning in our division.
How bad was that division?
It happened because of a new coach and the right motivation and discipline and conditioning. We knew they could do it if they wanted to, but never had a leader as a coach, and they proved everyone wrong and pulled through in postseason. They got an invitation to state, so we were heading up there to play on Saturday at 6 p.m., and they are favored to win.
My gosh, that's crazy.
So I told her that we need to be updated because we are now invested.
Yes, I want to know how they do.
2-8 underdogs.
Playing for state.
Right.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, that's just like really cool to see. Because I feel like usually once you get a momentum, it's hard to break.
Oh, absolutely. Especially a negative momentum. It's really hard to put the brakes on that.
Yeah, I think it's really cool to see like the dynamic of a team too. Like when I watch volleyball and like one team I was working with, I could tell like, oh, they do. Usually if they are losing, they're able to close that gap. But then when I work with a different volleyball team, I don't know really how they're team dynamics are. So it's pretty cool, like, to be with a team throughout the season and kind of get that understanding of, oh, like, this is how we're doing in the game, and this is, we're probably going to be able to pull ourselves out of this, or ooh, we're probably not.
Yeah, definitely.
We got another one that was not expecting to go to playoffs. Katie L said, we went to the Elite Eight for soccer one year, not expecting to even have gotten that far. Won the game on a last-minute goal as the underdog. Then, on the way home, realized we needed to leave for the College Cup across the country from North Carolina to California in 36 hours.
Oh my goodness.
All caffeine, no sleep. Our director of ops was stressed.
Oh, I could imagine.
I was a GA at the time and came in the next day to start packing, and my boss just looked at me with puppy dog eyes as I tried to figure out what all I needed to pack.
Oh my gosh, that is wild.
What was your quickest turnaround time?
Like that, you have to pack expecting to be there a long time too. For like playoffs like that, because I believe they're like in one location for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So you essentially have to pack thinking you're going to make it to the championship, because if you don't, like, oh yeah, we're going to get bounced after the first round, and then all of a sudden you're in the championship, you have no supplies, and you're like, oh boy.
Oh shoot, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's especially big in college baseball. Because after they do like super regionals, they go straight to the College World Series. There's no like time really in between. So if you make it to like super regionals, you have to basically anticipate like, oh, we might go to Omaha.
I have trouble just packing for one game.
I have not had any quick turnarounds. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. No, track doesn't move very fast. We move pretty slow, so there's usually some pretty good time in between trips.
Yeah, I can't really say that I've had like, I mean, I guess I really haven't gone to playoffs with that many teams, so it's kind of hard for me to say what a normal turnaround time is. You want to read this next one?
Yeah, so this one's by Elva S. For our basketball state playoffs trip, we had bus issues, hotel issues, and 3-hour drive up north that ended up being a 5-hour drive, which made our arrival time super late. Oh, of course it did, super. We got to the banquet dinner last, so there wasn't enough food for us to eat. All that was left was crappy pieces of salad and some bread rolls. After the banquet, our coach hit up an Italian spot and picked up food. It was super late and they were gonna close the kitchen, but he convinced them. It was hella expensive, but at that time, he didn't care. So by the time we hit the hotel, everyone was tight and tired. So we had this team mobility session, and it kind of brought the team's focus back. Everyone packed into our head coach's room at 11 p.m., and I taught them all how to PNF stretch. We ended up demolishing the other team in the semi and going on to beat the final team in the championship. That's crazy.
I know.
You hate it when it becomes a logistical nightmare like that.
Seriously, and then that's like adding to the stress of the playoffs and
oh, absolutely, yeah. That's pretty good thinking with having a team mobility session.
I know. That was Elva's idea.
Nice.
Nice,
asked. Elva.
Also, I think it's so funny that they had to like beg the
kitchen not to close.
Do you know who we are?
Yes. Well, and also too, it's never good not having food on travel trips.
No.
That hanger.
You never know
spread.
Who gets hangry.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, food is important for winning.
Oh, absolutely. You need the fuel.
Mm-hmm.
You got to feed the beast.
We have another one where everything went wrong.
It sounds like that happened to Elva.
I know. Seriously. But they won, so...
That's all that matters. At the end of the day, you can laugh about it. If they would have lost, there's not much laughing about that trip.
No, could you imagine if they were just like, yeah, you're fine with just some salad and bread rolls?
Oh, that would have been a disaster. There would have been a lot of complaining.
Yeah, a lot of cranky bad.
Yes, a lot of cranky bad.
Have you ever had any trip mishaps, like food mishaps? I feel like you've told me
about
all
some. All the time traveling with track. We'd either have rental car issues. You know, there's time we would be waiting for rental car. They messed up the reservations. They were there forever.
But like the food?
Have
you had a food mishap?
No, we were usually pretty good about getting food. Except for there was one time we were running late when we were traveling because we were leaving straight from the meet to the airport, but the meet was running late. So we had to book it to the airport just to make the flight.
Oh, yeah.
So like I barely had time to grab my food. We're sitting on the plane and we're still missing our jump squad. And for a minute there, I was like, I don't think they're going to make it, because we were about to leave. Like, they were kind of holding the plane for us. And finally we saw them walk on. We're like, oh, thank goodness.
So when I went to Hawaii with a team, I did not realize that Hawaii closes early.
Oh, yes.
And it was really, really hard for me to find dinner that one. I called Randy and I was like, literally everything is closed. Like, I am starving and everything is closed. I'm on Yelp and I'm looking, like, clicking on what's open now. I think I ended up going to like a grocery store.
Yes.
To eat dinner.
I think we went like to Staters or something.
Yeah, like, or like the local, like, around the corner, because nothing stayed open past like whatever time.
Yeah.
I don't remember. That I was pretty hangry.
Yes, you were. I remember that phone call.
I feel like food is a really good basis for everything to go wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think that this next story has anything to do with food going wrong, though.
But apparently it has something with everything went wrong.
I don't know what's better, though. You want to read it?
Yes, this one's by Jenn B. When I was with my women's team at the national championship, every single day had something go wrong. Oh, that's the worst. Some stuff was small, but some of it was pretty big. We all said we knew we would win the whole thing when the day of the championship. They told us we had to leave the hotel because they accidentally booked all of our rooms by mistake. That sucks.
Even though they had him until the next day.
That sucks. She continues with, it was a mess, but we did win. The hotel didn't do anything to fix it, actually. We had to find another one.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Yes, like, that happened to us.
Really?
Not like under this kind of short notice and inconvenience, but we had scheduled, and this actually was for postseason, we actually scheduled a nicer hotel that was kind of close to the venue. And turns out the management changed because the reservation was made a year in advance. The management changed, contract got lost. They booked out our room, so we had to find a nice sketch hotel on the other side of Sacramento. And I'm pretty sure there was blood on my curtains.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure there was blood splatter.
Oh.
It was a classy hotel.
Don't you love trading in a nice hotel for that?
Yes. Jen continues with, thankfully the one across the street had openings. Hey, across the street, that's nice.
I know, that's not bad.
Also, the second or third day, girls had their stuff stolen while getting taped. Oh my gosh. It was just us girls on the floor, so they left their door propped open. The person was pretty bold because they were only across the hall and 3 doors down. Coaches replaced their stuff, but didn't get things like braces or knee pads, so I had to leave practice that day to go get that stuff.
Could you imagine traveling and then having to go get like braces and knee pads?
Oh, that's terrible.
Ridiculous.
The night before the championship, we had to take a kid to the ER because she was so dehydrated. We got back at 1:30 a.m. At 2:30, she started throwing up again. So I was driving around Lubbock, Texas in the middle of the night going to all the 3 24-hour pharmacies they have. I think I got 3 hours of sleep that night at the most. But like I said, we won. That's all that matters. Sometimes going through all that does make it worth it a little bit.
For real. I mean, I feel like you can't just win it and have it good.
Oh, of course not.
The arrow has to pull back before it shoots forward, right?
Oh, absolutely. I like that analogy. That's pretty good.
I didn't come up with it. The ER in itself, honestly.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst.
And then the stolen stuff, and then
that's
the rooms
crazy.
Booked. Okay, so that wouldn't have happened probably if they had the original hotel.
Oh, yeah, probably. Like, that's crazy that to just think, like, I would never think of, like, a team trip, things getting stolen.
I've had a team that everything was stolen.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Stupid.
That really is. People suck.
Yeah. Yeah. It was during the game, like, people just went through in the locker room.
Oh, my gosh.
Just everything was lined up.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I mean, people know where to go. We caught someone at a different school 2 weeks ago who was about to do that.
Really?
Uh-huh.
What the heck?
We're like, what is this person doing in the locker
Yeah.
room? Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Just the how low.
Yeah, seriously.
You want to hear something else that is low that I really like this story? I just don't understand.
I was gonna say I see the top of this. All right, let's do this.
You want to read it?
So this one's by Nicolette M. MVP Nicolette. I haven't said that one in a while.
Oh, no, we haven't.
Yeah, nice. It was good to bring that back. Tonight we had a women's soccer playoff game. And it was like the 80th minute in the game when one of our players went down because she was cramping on both calves. I had to run out on the field, and literally, as I was running, the whole stadium is booing me. That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I would have gave him a hand wave, like, thank you. She continues with, I was like, most literally, how is this my fault? They weren't booing when she was down, but booed when I ran. So then the player started rolling off the field so she didn't take off time as I was running there. Hey, that's good awareness by the athlete. That's pretty good awareness. See, we pick each other up. We're like a team.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That is terrible.
High stakes game right there.
Apparently.
With fans
classless.
booing.
Classless fans, apparently.
Do they get cards? Do the fans get cards?
You can't. Yes, cards can get given to fans.
Can you give it to the whole stadium?
Yeah, why not? I mean, a whole like.
Could you imagine?
They kick everybody out and have a quiet game.
We kicked out a team.
I'm sure refs would feel okay with that. So you kicked out a team?
Yeah, I've told the story like 4 times, I think.
Oh.
The time that the youth football game got a little rowdy.
That's
and,
right. I remember that.
The police were called to escort them off. I will never forget that, and I will never work for them again.
No.
I had a girl actually who she was cramping, and she was like, this happens to me every single game. And I was like trying to figure out like, okay, well we need to create a management plan. You know, I was asking her what she eats, and she was like, you know, I really try to avoid salt before the game, so I just don't understand why this happens.
That might be why.
And I was like, oh, girly.
I
think we figured out your culprit.
You need some salt.
Yeah. So we fixed that. She hasn't cramped since. I was like, I think you have it backwards, actually.
Yeah, definitely. That's the wrong way of thinking about it.
Nothing a little electrolytes won't fix. So this next person, Kate B, she has the opposite good luck or bad luck, opposite luck, opposite luck. There you go.
Okay.
Opposite luck as I do.
Okay.
Because she said, I went to NAIA opening rounds for both my baseball and soccer team, all within my first year at the school and first year being certified.
Wow, what a year.
I know. So obviously also going through a whole conference tournament too.
Yeah.
In the spring, my baseball team traveled to Indiana. My school's in Illinois. And for soccer this season, we went to Nebraska. Unfortunately, I would have had to pay for the championship ring, so I did not get one. But they did give me championship gear that they ordered for the team.
Nice.
Advice I've learned. Bring backup supplies, more than you think you need.
Yes.
Pack for all weather conditions. Bring a deck of cards so you can play games on the go.
Yes. See, and for both those sports, you're at this championship site for a while, so you got to plan ahead.
That does not sound fun to me. That does not... like.
It's not fun unless you win.
Is it like as soon as you lose, you go home?
Pretty much. Like you'll lose, you'll probably travel the next day. Because like there's no like, I don't know. I feel like at that point, no one wants to hang around.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I think it's like, all right, let's get the hell out of here.
I love the idea of bringing a deck of cards because...
oh, we love cards here.
We do. I will always have... Actually, I always bring a deck of cards when I travel.
Yes, you do.
And packing for all weather. I was actually thinking about this yesterday when we were at dinner watching the college football game.
Uh-huh.
and I saw that it was snowing.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, I am so glad that we don't have to work in the snow.
That would be terrible. I would hate working in the snow. I can do rain.
I don't think that I would survive. Like, my fingers don't survive now in Southern
Oh,
California.
that'd be terrible.
I don't know how they would survive in the snow.
You snow athletic trainers out there, that's a major hats off to you.
Yeah, please tell us your secrets. And actually, Randy, didn't you have a snow meet?
Well, it was mostly so for indoor, which happens in the winter, there's like snow on the ground, but we're inside. The only time that I actually kind of had close to a snow thing was cross country regionals.
Mm-hmm.
We were actually in a pretty cold place, and there was some snow on the ground, but it wasn't snowing or anything. It was just cold. Oh, wait, and when we ran at Minnesota,
I know, that's what I was
we had a
thinking
meet there too.
Yeah.
And it was, man, you're in Minnesota when it's like we were down to 20 degrees or 10 degrees. I think closer to 10. And I'm sitting there. I got like 2 pairs of pants on. I got my heavy jacket. Like, I'm bundled. I'm still freezing. And I'm watching their like AT staff have like a light jacket. I'm like, man, these guys are built different.
Oh yeah.
It was a unique experience because like for the runners, it really doesn't affect them too much because at least they're running. They're going to warm up. At least more than I am. I'm literally just standing there waiting. It was freezing. I had to put someone in the car and turn the heater on. She got a little hypothermic.
That's a little luxury right there, a little car heater.
It was. And I think it had seat warmers too.
Oh, nice.
So it was clutch.
Surround warm.
Yes.
Do you have any post-game or postseason traditions?
No, not
like
really.
Anything you do that's specific for postseason?
No, because I tried not to change whatever I was doing for postseason from the regular season. So like whatever I was doing at the meets prior, I just kind of did the same thing.
We got a lot of that.
Okay.
We got a lot of don't change anything.
No, I kept the, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Like, don't change your kit, don't change like what you've been wearing, don't change your like what you do for the team.
Yeah.
But I actually, there are some cool ones that I like stepping up the game.
Okay.
So, and this one is actually just fun for, it's just like a fun tradition. So Shelby C said the softball team that I worked with, NDSU, painted everyone's nails red, including our male AD and other male staff.
Nice.
Isn't that awesome?
That's cool.
Somehow they got attached to the idea of red for Championship Sunday after Tiger Woods.
Nice.
And they would wear red sports bras on Sunday games in season. Not sure how it switched to red nail polish for postseason, but they got everyone involved.
Nice.
They would carry around bottles of red polish so they were always prepared. Most of the males would only allow one fingernail to be painted,
gosh.
but still cool to see the AD of a D1 university get involved.
Yes.
By the way, our colors were green and gold, so the red did not match.
Hey, it highlights it. It makes a statement.
It does make a statement, unless they're playing a red team.
Yes, that can get awkward.
Yeah. Although red is like welcoming. I mean, I guess red's got a lot of different. If you put red on a door, it's welcoming.
Yeah, that's true.
But
do you want to be welcoming in a postseason?
If you put red on an emoji, it's like mad.
Yeah, true.
So definitely very opposite. Would you paint your nails?
I'd do it.
You know, I have some athletes.
100% I would do it.
I have some male athletes who paint their nails, and I think it's really cool.
If it was a team thing, yeah, for sure.
They I have some volleyball.
Nice.
Yeah, I always compliment them.
Nice.
It's not for just postseason though.
What is it for?
I don't know. I think they just like it.
Oh, that's cool.
I have some baseball players. Well, baseball players just do that anyway, right?
At least catchers do.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I had one catcher who painted the wrong hand.
Oh,
and
no.
Everyone was making fun of him.
That's pretty funny.
All right, Andy, you want to read the next one?
Yes, this one's by Miguel M. I hardly ever make Gatorade because of the struggle with cups and the cleanup. I feel that. Oftentimes, I just don't have the time. But when any of my teams make playoffs, I'll make playoff Gatorade. Oh, that's nice. That's something cool.
Mm-hmm. See, stepping it up.
Yeah, that's something special. Give the moment what it deserves.
I know exactly.
I love playoffs. It's great. I feel more invested with my team, and people are more willing to help with the setup. I still need to clean at the end, but my kids love it because it's a reward for making a championship run. I also love playoffs because I'm able to dial in with my athletes more and get into their heads more about developing a championship mentality. The athletic training room turns into a forgery, strengthening their bodies and sharpening their minds. I have to up my dress game for playoffs too. And each round, I'll spruce up the attire. From dry fit to polo, then button up to full suit and tie if we make it to the finals. Oh, of course. But no matter what, the sock game is always fire. I've got Star Wars or Batman socks. Hey, I feel the Star Wars ones. I got those. I also have some Van Gogh socks I bought in Amsterdam. Those are the real deal good luck charms. I also have socks with a roll of tape that says, my toolkit. That's neat.
I know, and they're not athletic training socks.
That's so cool.
He got them at FWATA, but it was like not at FWATA. It was like one of the little gift shops.
Oh my gosh, that's really cool.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Miguel says, just like any athlete, I'm superstitious too. Gotta have the Gatorade, socks, and lastly, I can't forget the state championship ring. I'll wear the ring for a while, but I'll take it off once it starts to get busy. You know, with first aid stuff and putting on gloves, etc. Yes, that, especially championship rings, that's going to be hard to get a ring on or get gloves on with a ring on.
I told Randy when he was picking out my ring that I had one for sure stipulation, and that it had to not rip my gloves every single time.
So it had to be glove friendly.
It did.
So we couldn't go with a giant rock.
So far, good job. I haven't ripped any gloves with it.
Yes. Hey, it's going strong.
I have a friend who's a nurse, and she just got engaged, and she ripped her glove.
Oh, that's no fun.
She posted it, and she was like, it happened. Yeah, I could not imagine putting it. I want to know championship rings. I want to know if anyone actually wears them. I know someone who is not an athletic trainer who has like 5, and he wears all of them to games.
I mean, if you're not working, why not?
I think I would just display mine. Yeah. I am so far away from a championship ring. I need to change my luck up a little bit.
I mean, your women's soccer team was in postseason.
My women's soccer team that I worked with for one game.
It doesn't matter. They're your team now.
They are my team now.
And they made postseason, see?
They did.
Boom, we're breaking the streak.
Okay, so this next one we probably should have, I don't know how I missed this, but we should have put it in when we were talking about cold.
Okay.
Working in the cold.
Okay.
This is a little hack that Jesse C does during postseason.
Ooh, I'm intrigued by this.
He says, a few times during soccer and football postseason, we heated chicken broth instead of Gatorade when traveling to cold climates late in the season. When traveling from SoCal to a cold place in the postseason, it's nice to have something warm on the sidelines when it's freezing. We went to the grocery store and just bought a bunch of cartons of it. I used an electric tea kettle to heat it up and then dumped it into the Gatorade cooler. And because it's insulated, it did quite well at keeping it warm throughout the game.
Oh, interesting. But I wonder how that flavor was. Like, I don't know if I'm doing athletics, I'd want chicken broth.
I used to drink bone broth. It's anti-inflammatory.
I bet that was nice and toasty though.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's got to be pretty.
That's good during the fall.
And you know what? That's probably definitely comforting, kind of like comfort foods.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I like it. I'm in.
You can do that next time you go to Minnesota?
Yep. Oh yeah, next time we're in Minnesota, I'm doing that.
This is not the first time I heard this. Like I think I've heard of other teams doing chicken.
Really?
Broth. Uh-huh.
That's interesting. I guess it's like having chicken noodle soup.
You love chicken
noodle soup. I love chicken noodle soup. That is true.
I think that would just be nice to just hold, honestly.
Oh, 100%. Keeps your hands nice and warm. By in turn, keeping you warm.
Mm-hmm. I'd get in trouble because I'd probably just be sipping it instead of working. Or I'd be like sipping it, watching the field.
Hey, as long as you're staying warm, that's all that matters. And again, most important, your hands got to be warm.
Really?
Yes.
Really? There was one time, there was a football game. I was not prepared. My hands were so freezing. And I was like, just honestly, please no one go down because I don't want anyone to get hurt. But also, please no one get down because I don't know that I can trust my fingers to do a Lockman on me right now. I'm going to have to use a lot more bicep.
Oh, yeah. It's more of a bicep curl now.
Which still I didn't trust because I was still frozen to the bone. Not a postseason game, though.
No.
It was not.
No.
Do you have any more postseason stories, Randy?
No, I think that's all I got. Our track postseason's not as extravagant. No, nothing really pops out.
I literally don't have any postseason stories. All right, so that is the last of our listener stories, and you don't have any more?
Nope, that's it for me.
And I definitely do not have any more. So if this made you think of a story, you can actually go ahead and go
Actually, you know what? I got a story.
Oh, you do?
Yes, that made me think of a story. So what's also cool about postseason is because you're there probably multiple days. I know for track we had a lot of multiple days, but not everyone competes on certain days, so there's a lot of time in between things. We had a lot of time to go out and explore.
Oh yeah.
So there was for one of our regional meets, we had time. I think we got there maybe a day early, or maybe a couple days early before the actual first events, and the team we went out and did laser tag.
Oh, that's fun.
That was so fun.
Did anyone get hurt?
No one got hurt. We also did go-karts. That was fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool experience. So I would say that's another unique thing that most people don't think about postseason is the off the field stuff. Like you do get a lot of time to explore because of just how postseason's structured and the time that you're probably there, or maybe you get there early because it's postseason. You don't want anything going wrong, as we've read can happen.
Mm-hmm.
So you do have a lot of time to be with the team and do team activities, bonding stuff. It's really cool. There you go. See, that reminded me.
That was a good one to finish up.
I think so too.
Actually, that also reminded me that I thought it was really interesting when I was trying to get stories for this episode for one of the poll questions that we put up on our Instagram. We were talking about if you would rather be at home for postseason or travel away.
Oh, travel.
I said travel too.
I'm saying travel.
But you want to know what...
I do not want to host a postseason event.
I know, that's what I was thinking. Like that was kind of I know travel. I think teams would rather be at home.
Yeah.
But on the athletic training perspective, I would rather...
Oh, I'd rather be traveling.
I'd rather travel.
Especially track.
I mean, it's not all the time.
Yeah.
And you don't have to host. You don't have to set up.
Exactly.
We had like 2/3, actually 71% of people say that they'd rather play at home.
That is very interesting.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I guess like you said, like for team sports, that might be a little bit different. Even then though, I feel like for my team, like I would not want to set up the venue.
And that was a sample size of a couple hundred.
Yeah. And then also, yeah, I don't know. I'd rather it's like when sometimes like getting like dinner ready for people, sometimes it's better to just go to someone's house instead of being in charge of the cleanup after. It's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know that you have to like the travel part and you have to like do the plans and you're not used to things and like change is not necessarily good in postseason. But
yeah.
It is a lot easier and it kind of makes it special. Like at home, it could just be regular season. When you're traveling, boring. If you're traveling, like I'm here because we made it this far. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's putting into perspective like that. Like when we won Quiz Bowl and then we got to go to New Orleans.
Yeah, that was really cool. I got to go.
Like if they were like, "Oh, you get to go to Anaheim," I would have been like, "Well, dang it!
I already live really close,
right here." But like that.
Yeah. No, I get that. That's why I'm very surprised about the home. Wanting postseason at home. But at least also you get to sleep in your own bed when you're home. That is nice. That is nice. You get to actually go home. Instead of go to the hotel, then I gotta go to the airport and TSA's gonna make me take my shoes off. Yeah, it's the whole thing.
And traveling with a med kit.
Oh yeah, traveling with a med kit that can get flipped upside down in the plane.
I have not had to do that. So like I was saying, for our Facebook group, if this makes you think of a story, or if you want to weigh in on our travel home or away,
Yes.
head over to our Facebook group, which is facebook.com/group/ATcornerPodcast. You can network with other listeners of the show, with other clinicians. It's super fun. You can post about like questions about your job or like anything athletic training related, really.
Absolutely.
And we'll post a question of the week you guys can answer. If you guys want to add stories for future episodes, make sure you check out our Instagram. Every other episode is education or stories. This one was a story episode, so we're going back to our education next week. And then also for our CEUs, make sure you watch out for an update. We are releasing bonus content. We're releasing our bonus content for free on the latest episodes, on the latest 5. But in return, we're going to have the rest of like all of season 1 and all the ones that are not the latest 5 will be available for purchase starting today.
Yes.
So we're going to make a bigger update about this, but if you're still listening.
Yes. So going forward, all the season 1 content will now be available for purchase. And then going forward, the latest 5 education episodes will be free.
Yep. If you guys liked this, please share with a friend. Don't forget to rate and review, and we'll catch you next time.
Yep.
And you got anything else to add?
Nope, that's perfect. Thank you for helping us showcase athletic training behind the tape. Bye.